Why is this brand new Iron Man covered in dust? What's up with that? So today we're going to be unboxing the Iron Man, the stealth suit Iron Man. And one of the crazy things when I got him immediately out of the box is like my hands were covered in this white dust. And I wasn't quite sure exactly what it was. So what did I do? I did what any self-respecting toy collector would do. I immediately searched the internet. And I found the answer. It's mold release. It's likely mold release, that in the manufacturing process to get the plastic out of the molds nicely so that they don't get stuck, they use some of the mold release. And apparently it's a little more prevalent on metallic figures. And this being an Iron Man and being a metallic plastic figure, let's talk more about it. So this Iron Man from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave is cool. This is a stealth suit version of Iron Man, and to me this kind of reminds me of the Iron Man animated cartoon series a little bit. I remember when I was growing up, and what I really like about it is the midnight blue swirls of metallic plastic that make up the action figure. But the downside of that is that whenever you see any of the mold release in the joints or on the back of the neck, it's very apparent. You have to kind of like move it off with your fingers, and then more will still grow, or more will still show up once you start flexing the joints. It's kind of a bummer when it comes to this figure, because immediately when you take it out of the package, there is so much to look at in terms of like the depth, the color, the shininess of the metallic blue. But before we get into some of the finer details, let's give this guy a little bend test here. So the head moves great. In terms of Iron Man, this is a fantastic figure because his head can move back. So when he's flying through the air, something like this, let's just try to get him into a quick pose. He has enough neck articulation up so that it looks like he is looking the direction he's going, not just kind of surveying the scene on the ground. The other thing is we have some shoulder articulation. So we got like a T-pose going on here. Can we go any higher? No, we cannot. So we have a nice T-pose. The shoulder on this side is a little sticky. There we go. A little concerning, to be honest. The arms do sit nicely at his sides. They do flare out just a tiny little bit, but I would say this isn't a good amount. Then we have this T-pose ab crunch right here. The legs move around. Look at that. We can move it all the way around. And he does have a boot cut as well. Ankles, just like we are used to with any other sort of Marvel Legends action figure. The one limiting factor on this figure are these two little pieces of armor on the sides of his hips. It does get in the way of him doing the splits. Now, can I move this in a way that he can do a little better splits? Sure, but the way that this is pegged into his side of the hips, I would worry about that falling out. When it comes to accessories, we have our base Iron Man with the closed punching fists. We have an unmasked Tony Stark head. We have the classic Iron Man repulsor blast effects. And we also have the repulsor hands for Iron Man. The one thing I noticed about these is they don't have any articulation. They are stuck in place. So if you're looking to have the hands kind of float above so that you would have more of a relaxed hand pose, you can't do that with this guy because the peg is stuck in place. There is no articulation here. So be wary if you're trying to move these around. You could break off the peg. So that's the rundown of the figure. So what do I think about him? What are some things that I like? What are some things that I don't like? What are some things that I would change about him? Hoo boy. First, I guess the thing I would change is find a way not to have him be so dusty. The mold release on this is distracting on the figure. So I don't know what the process change would have to be to make that effect lessened. I'm not sure, but that is something I would definitely change. But what do I like about him? I kind of hinted at it. It's that metallic blue swirl all around this action figure. This Iron Man looks really cool. It might be a simpler suit. It might be an older version of a suit. But there are some, like when you look at it, you can see the depth, the shininess of the plastic. That really comes through well. When we're thinking of a stealth Iron Man, this would definitely blend into a midnight type setting. So points achieved for the stealth suit look and feel. A couple things that I don't like about this figure is that there are some like very glaring imperfections. On the small of his back, there is this weird plastic tag hanging out. I wonder if that's left over from the mold being injected, and that's where it maybe didn't cleanly release. And also on the back of his neck, I don't think that's all mold release. Some of it is, but it's very gnarled. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. The other thing that I don't like about this figure is the repulsor hands. we have seen different repulsor hands so far that have a hinge on the wrist. I think that is a really great thing. When we have them fixed in place here, this is going to be prone to breaking. I've tried it out on the figure, and I just didn't get a really easy, secure feeling with these things because there is not a whole lot of play in the wrist when you're moving, when you're posing. There is some stress on the wrists. I would worry about stressing this out too much. But I do like how the repulsor, it's like this peachy orange red that really looks good. It stands out from the metallic blue look on our Iron Man. By the time I'm filming this one, I have looked at a number of different Iron Man action figures. And I would say this one poses really well. I wouldn't say it's the most expressive, but the other thing that this has going for it is that even though it's like very monochromatic, it works really well. There is just the slightest difference in the plastic from the arms to the chest, to the face, to the back of the helmet. There's variations of this midnight metallic blue that look fantastic. It really pops out in your hands, and hopefully it pops out on screen as well. It's something that you really have to hold in your hands and see up close to be really impressed by. But it's hard to overlook some of the glaring errors, especially if you are looking at the back of the figure and see that leftover like extra plastic from the injection molding process. And not only that, but as you pose him, you're going to be contending with some of that mold release dust. And it kind of overall dampens the experience of having a very clean, a very stealthy Iron Man. It's like he went out at midnight doing a mission, but got lost in a dust factory. What is my lasting impression of this figure? Is it this really cool, stealthy, metallic blue kind of midnight look? Or is it all of the dust from the mold release and some of the imperfections? And really, I'm kind of a split mind between this. So like, I really like how the plastic came out. I like how this suit takes shape. But I cannot help but notice, and the more that I play with it, the more that I notice all of the dust, all of the mold release, all of the imperfections that appear on the action figure as a result of how shiny and dark metallic the action figure ended up being. So there you have it. There are my thoughts on this stealth suit Iron Man. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And if you like our discussion on 6-inch action figures, collectibles, pop culture, blasters, well, I talk about everything action toy related, so I would love it if you hit the subscribe button here on the Ri-Fi channel so you could stay tuned for future videos like our Iron Man here. So that's it. That's all I know about this stealth suit Iron Man. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.